The only thing that I dislike with these Storm picks is it just doesn't feel anywhere near as good without a coddle. That's kind of my thing. Like, it just, we've seen these games and it just, with the coddle, it's the most broken hero in the game. Without coddle, I don't know. It's a bit of a coin flip for me, but let's see how it does go. I do agree at the very least that Shopify do have a nice draft. It's just that last pick, I question it a little bit. You know, is there anyone for him to play around? You know, your offlane's a Darkseid. He's probably not going to get involved too early, so you're playing with both supports again. You know, Jakiro, I don't know. I have my questions. Then again, I mean, Liquid, they chose last pick Sven, which I don't like very much either. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, again, the reasoning for the Sven feels pretty all right. I think, again, just the value of Warcry in this game up against a Gyro for like mid to late game insurance is pretty big. Sven does counteract that to an extent. The kiting of the Sven's pretty damn high here, though. Until the BKB is up, you're going to be worried about just being stuck in place. Even with the BKB, just area denial with cogs might be enough of a nuisance that you're cut off from that burst window through V-Tune. So there is a lot of back and forth that can go on there. A little bit of a smoke out from Liquid. They've got a nice early ward to spot out and try to snag an extra rune for themselves. Not really putting bodies forward on Shopify.
So they're just going to let the top bounty go. Still going to be a 2-for-2 trade anyway, but Yamato, he kind of just ran right past thinking they would not try to get involved, but Yamato might actually just be dead. He'll make it barely to the T2 tower. He'll turn back around. Boxy, though, he's got an Impalement Arts in what? Yamato. Wait, hold on. Oh, no.
What?
I think Yamato was baiting him, thinking, hey, let me just hide around this tree line. He'll run into the T2 tower and he'll die first. But no, that did not happen, Jonathan. Boxy does secure first blood.
Yeah, it's going to be feeling great about himself. At the least, Yamato did come into the lane without any regen, so it does kind of make sense. He'd probably look for the reset. He's like, I don't want to waste time TPing back or walking back, TPing back into the lane. Might as well get this trade, get Skem some EXP, which a fast level 2 on Jakiro can be quite nice.
Look at Jakiro, dude. Impalement Arts plus the Cinder Brew took out half his HP. What a great combo. Yeah. This is a great combo, John. Cinder Brew plus Impalement Arts took out half his HP at level 1.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, look at this, and John. He's got just Tumblr Story at level 1. Why not?
Yeah. You see, this is why this hero is just so toxic to play against. 80 mana spell, 17-second cooldown, but he gets charges by level 2. Does so much percent-based damage. He has mobility when a kill comes out, gets an assist or something. It's like, it's kind of wild how much Ringmaster can do. And again, Boxy set himself up for a pretty good time. Taking a look at the other lanes down bot. Got the Vibe up against V-Tune and Insania with good old Hellscream hanging around trying to get the pulls. Again, double melee lane into Sven. Early level is going to feel awkward. But once you hit level 2 Iron Shell, things can start to simplify a fair bit. The issue is getting to that point. Insania is doing a great job of just slowing down Hellscream with that pull away. And he has a lot of punishment with a right click if he does manage to trade. It's very painful to get these moves off every single time for the side of Shopify. It's also giving just a free lane to V-Tune until those levels are up. So the farm is there to be found by the Sven. You're not really doing too much to mitigate that. And the key thing now for Shopify is they need to get that EXP. Hit level 3, hope for the best, but even trying to man up against these Sven plus ET can be troublesome. These two heroes are tanky. They do good damage, especially the ET early on. And that can lead to some issues in trying to utilize that power in lane. The last lane we haven't really talked about is down there at mid. Yopaj and Nisha going at it up against each other. Yopaj is having a much smoother time, as to be expected in a melee matchup for the Storm Spirit. He's managing to find that farm, so they're trying to isolate bot here.
They are. Nice cogs onto Insania. V-Tune trying to tank some of this battery assault, but Insania now looking pretty dead as the Vile Armor will just chase him down. V-Tune has a stun in 1, could hope for a chase, but against double Iron Shell, you'd really much rather not risk it.
Again, that's the spike we were looking for. They get the levels up, they manage to get the isolation. Insania is tanky, but you can't really pop it solo. Just being in the cogs like that, copping off the battery assault does provide enough. If it's shared damage, you might be a little bit better off. You have to be very cognizant of where the creeps are and play up against that. A little bit of poking and prodding still going on top. Saberlight has had a pretty decent time farming, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get close to these two is the thing. Like, every time they get close, it's just Cinderbrew plus Empowerment Arts. And it's, again, a rather painful experience. As like Skem will start rotating now for the 4-minute power rune, but Boxy is on top. And, well, Saberlight's thinking about going for a chaser onto Skem. And in fact, I think they've got him. Skem, slow it up. They'll get the Cinderbrew burn as well, and Skem has no choice but to just try and fight this one out. Naturally, well, actually, he actually finds Boxy before he dies. Well, there you go. It works out in the end for Skem.
I mean, you're still happy for Saberlight. He gets solo EXP, hits level 4 off of that. A little bit of an EXP advantage in comparison to the Gyro. So you're going to maybe ramp up to that 6 a little bit faster than you'd expect. For the Brewmaster, you'll have that safety net at the split. Maybe an opportunity to be aggressive there as well. So far, so good. We're trading back and forth. And you aren't feeling too bad here on the side of Liquid, but Shopify are finding things to be happy about as well. Again, the mid lane has been really good for Yopaj. Probably the best we've seen from the past 2 days of groups for Yopaj in the first series of the day. Like, he's controlling that lane up against Nisha. The melee matchup for Nisha just doesn't feel too great for Tiny. And he's had pretty decent rune control as well. Like, nothing being denied away from Yopaj, but all of the action in the side lanes is providing a 1-to-1 rune opportunity, which is very beneficial for the Storm. He can do a little bit more with that mana, with the range he has. And the threat from Nisha, it's going to take a while to build up. And the supports are coming in now, but there's a very nice sneaky ward. Does at least spot Boxy walking across. Although they are still kind of hanging around for that 6-minute rune. A little bit early on here.
And setting up. From Hellscream now, just trying to chase down Insania, seeing if he can find nice little cogs with the Iron Shell, but not going to quite get there. And indeed, everyone is very early to this mid lane. Just so many supports around the area. Very important, though, when you've got a Tiny vs Storm matchup, that you try and secure that first power rune. And you've seen the emphasis from a lot of teams on these mid runes at the 6-minute mark. I think it was, even Ducalis yesterday was really just unhappy with the power rune situation in the current meta, as we are seeing Hellscream block off and does secure an amp damage rune for Yopaj, as now they do also think about going on to Nisha, but just a quick dual breath out from Skem, that'll do.
Level 6 already up for Yopaj, so the aggression can pile on, and that's leading to this deeper movement
Nisha,
here.
they're jumping. Nisha's got some support, but they've got more bodies here in the mid lane. The escape art is going to be there, but it won't help too much, as Nisha should be going down and does. Yopaj now needs his own way out, but he's run out of mana. Vitru going to find him and does take him down. Now the rest of Shopify, they're in the middle of nowhere. They just dived so deep for this. And it seems like Vitru, he'll get away with a quick double. Yamato?
Yeah,
Is he just dead? Boxy? He's trying. He's got to tame the beast, but he wants the empowerment arts. No, in fact, he doesn't even need it. Beautiful.
What a hero. Goes for the 1-1-1 as well with that utility for the escape art, and still manages to do it. Damage just enough. They even have the split ready as Yopaj heads up top. Not the best spot to be in. And you are seeing the issues of the Storm there, right? Like, again, he has these two supports that he can connect with quite nicely. With Liquid, we're also still hanging the area. The escaped art and the escaped act does manage to stall for enough time that Yopaj has to spend so much mana to try to get that kill. And you don't have something like the Coddle here. No Chakra Magic refill.
They're trying. Wall dropped here from Devi as well. They really want this kill from V-Tune, and it looks like they should have it. Nice and easy. A very important kill here for Shopify Rebellion. Just slow down the spinner a little bit, because he is sitting at top of the net worth board. That'll be enough for Yamato as well. He'll just head right back up to the top lane afterwards.
Yeah. That's a hallmark of a lot of cores that we've seen. You know, we saw V-Tune TPing mid. There's been a lot more aggression early on, pre-10 minutes. Even outside of just sieges onto the mid, like we tend to see with Terrorblade and Weaver. The active cores.
Well, they're just fighting over power runes here, John. Turns out the arcane rune was taken by Boxy anyway, so neither mid gets the power rune at the 8-minute mark.
It's an important one to deny away for Boxy, right? Like a Storm with Arcane can feel threatening even very early on. So it's a big win for Liquid, even though you are ceding some space to Yopaj mid. He just doesn't have the mana to sustain. He's getting the power treads out now. He's going to go for the Kaya next with Assange. But it's going to be a little bit longer until he's fully comfy and getting deeper dives here. Saberlight?
Saberlight. Big damage here from Yamato, and it's going to be enough. Insanity with the stomp not proving to be quite enough to defend here against the Rocket Barrage of Yamato. Another great kill coming out here from Shopify Rebellion. And now Yamato, he's found himself at the top of the net worth board as the gyrocopter. So happy days here for Shopify. In fact, Divine Llama right behind him as well on the Darkseers. So both side lanes going very well so far for Shopify Rebellion.
They have been. They still have their triangle as well. They've got a couple of stacks built up there in the large camp at the very least. Seeing a smoke movement out from Liquid. They need to get some activity out on Nisha. And he's got the maxed out Avalanche with a toss, with a crash landing. The damage is there. The issue is trying to find an angle in this kind of game. You don't have anything to really set up for you to get these initiations right.
Based on the scam, they're going to see Yamato as well. Yamato looking to clear out the creeps before he does leave. However, this... Oh, in fact, they ignore him. They'll go after Skem instead. TPs are incoming to try and help Skem out, but Skem should just be dead. Still gets the Macro Pyre off before he does go down. Scream and Device still hanging around, but ultimately can't do too much to help out. So they'll get away with Skem. They did have the opportunity for Yamato actually, but looks like they were already kind of decided better of it.
Maybe a little bit of a risk. It feels like they might have been able to find that kill. It's pretty far from the TP points in that jungle. Going into the tier 2s instead. Tier 1 wouldn't have been nice, especially if they were preemptively TPing to the tier 1 already. So yeah, it's still a decent kill. You're getting some aggression. Again, this is important for Nisha to get that blink timing. So important for the mid-Tinies. We've seen a late blink kill the Tinies' momentum. They're still hanging around up top, hoping for bigger fish to catch. Yamato playing conservatively, just getting called down, but...
Nisha, he's spotted. Nisha's going to find him. Toss up with the Avalanche combo. Empowerment Art's also going to land here from Boxy. Very nice aim. And now even the Wheel of Wonder being right on top of his head. Yamato's still trying to run, but there's no help coming. None at all, as he will go down, and Liquid, they'll get away with another great kill for themselves now. The 7-6, very slight net worth lead for Shopify. But these kills on the gyro, definitely not going to be feeling the greatest here for Shopify Rebellion.
Certainly not. I think it's more worrying that Nisha's allowed to catch up like this. He's still bottom network core, but he's getting so much gold into that blink timing. He's 1.1k in. Before these rotations, he had, what, about 600 gold in bank. So he's getting a lot of value from that time spent up top. Shopify is opening the map. You know, you've got free room here for Divide Llama down bot. He's got the Halberd all ready to go. So you're going to be a massive pain in V-Tune's face if he does decide to join these engagements. And you have stalled for Yopaj to at least reach 2 components of the Kaya, just lacking the recipe. Going for a little bit of an early smoke out. They've got Macropyre back off cooldown for Skem. And again, they've got this jump potential on Yopaj. They even have the hookshot ready already on Hellscream.
They're going to find Boxy, but he gets the escape art. Does buy himself a spot of time as they are going to jump into trying to burst down Boxy. And they should have him eventually, but he's actually healing up through all of this. He'll finally go down though. A lot of work into that kill, but they'll get away with it and they lose nothing in return.
You killing off Ringmaster with the escape pack it's still a really annoying thing to have to do. They were also in the right spot for Liquid, so they're not able to push for more, although they'll push now.
I mean, they're trying for Nisha. No hookshot here for Hellscream to try and abuse. You don't have the macro either, so you can't exactly go for a cogs into a macro pyre here into Nisha, so it's probably just a bit of harassment here from Yopaj. Meantime, though, V-Tune is starting to pressure that top tier 1 tower, so see if Shopify want to try and defend it all. The thing is, they've already found the counter tower to it, so I don't think they're too fussed about it whatsoever. They'll still have access to the Tormentor first, and seems like they'll just leave it. They're not interested in trying to defend.
Not too important for their game plan anyhow. And Yamato is still hanging by the jungle closer to the tier 2 now up top. They still have their triangle very secure here. The Ancients have been built up now as well. You have that flash farm access for Yamato, who already has Chrysalis and is going into the Dragonlance. And that's not bothering with the Ags build up in this game just yet. Wanting something that maybe gives him more forward presence if he's required in these engagements, which I do appreciate. And he's been willing to put his life a little bit more forward in some of these fights. Take some early activity with that gate movement earlier on. Certainly this build-up will help him have some presence rather than just sitting back and farming. You've managed to get that Kaya fully done on Yopaj, so a little bit more presence out from the Storm, much more mana to play with. And again, just Tinks to help out and trying to get that initiation in. It does feel like every single time you have hookshot ready, though, you should be able to try to gun for some kills. They do have some deep wards, not spotting out too much.
14-minute power in, though, is what looks to be the target right now. Nisha does get a nice haste for himself. Hookshot, though, is out. They've caught Boxy with that in the mid lane, and Boxy, still alive for a little bit longer, is still going to drop. But here comes Nisha with a haste rune. Looking for another target for them to aim down, but it's not coming. That'll be that. Divine Llama also showing off that Heaven's Halberd. He's picked up on the Darks here against Nisha. Not going to be feeling the greatest here for Team Liquid.
No. They did manage to solo pick off
Rebellion.
Scam, at the very least.
I was saying Shopify, they are in a very, very good position here, John.
That they are. Again, they've managed to get their aggression going. It's down to the fact that you've got two supports that can be aggressive. And you're still forcing the issue here, though.
They are. Nice surge, and the Avalanche actually does not end up connecting. Meanwhile, oh, Yopaj has gone down mid lane. That is not good news. V-Tune getting in there with Boxy, taking care of the Storm now. So missing out on the bottom kills, but they do still find a great kill in the mid lane.
That's the big target you'd want. You're taking away all of Yopaj's early galvanized. He hasn't had the best of times in building up those stacks with 2 deaths on him. You've got the opening for the Tormentor here on the side of Shopify. They did have to expend God Strength there on Liquid, so going for the Storm, probably not something they can easily plan for at this moment. Free shard up for Hellscream as well. So the jetpack for this Clockwork to be a little bit more slippery is always a little bit of a blessing for our Clock. 9-8, 5k lead up for Shopify. They have been really efficient across the map. This also just goes back to how aggressive Nisha is having to play. Again, he's got this Blink on Tiny up. The burst play is available. But it's not like he's playing the same way as Yopaj is, who's hanging more in the jungle, maybe looking for an opportunity here or there. He's not even really joining his supports all the time.
Yeah,
Hellscream and Scam are smoking up.
Ace is on, Blink is up, but they can't get the vision on Yamato. They didn't quite see him, so Nisha couldn't make the blink in. Instead, they're going to try for the mid lane, but there's a big group up from Shopify. This could be a risky defense to hope for Team Liquid. And it seems like they're going to give up on it preemptively. As in fact, it's a hook shot in from Hellscream from a mile away, landing onto Insania. Nisha's going to try and help protect Insania, but it's not looking too good. Insania will go down. And that'll be enough for Shopify Rebellion, as they'll go back for that mid-tier 1 tower they eagerly want.
Yeah. Again, not able to find big cores, but it's also just a rough game so far for Liquid in getting this counter initiation. It's what, twice in a row now we've seen that Nisha is not able to fully latch with the Avalanche to break up these engagements. Not able to catch out even a softer support. It's been a slower start for him from lane. The blink timing, not bad, but not the fastest they catch Devi.
Yeah, Devi's got a bit of help around him. Hellscream's going to drop a quick cogs to try and block them from that area. Devi, though, with the surge up, going to continue trying to run. Gets the pipe off as well. Here comes Yopaj now to try and help out. Devi, though, will finally go down. Has Shopify overextended? I think they may jump. As Yopaj, one hit away from dying, will barely get out for now, but Nisha right in his tail, has a toss available, just needs the range.
Damage.
Oh, it's not enough. Oh, Nisha, can he get away? He cannot. He's down. But now Yamato could be in danger. They've got the vision with the spirit. Skem's around to try and keep him alive. Looks like they'll try for Skem instead, but Skem's going to be able to outrun them. Still a really great fight, though, for Team Liquid. They got a 3-for-1 special. They'll even force a buyback commitment out of Skem.
It lines up in their favor. Again, maybe just a little bit out of position for the side of Shopify, not respecting that damage coming through. I mean, you do feel tanky with that type.
So they might find Sableye here after picking up the shield rune. Wall down, escape act is out. Sableye, though, still burning. Not having a great old time as they'll drop the wheel. Sableye, though, still looking very unhealthy as they will take him down. Yopaj does not look done yet. He wants a bit more. He's found Boxy for his trouble. Even Hellscream getting lost to V-Tune, but it won't matter too much as they are finding the better trades here for the side of Shopify.
Yeah, maybe make it really work out, finding this punishment as well. On to Saberlight. It feels like our offlanes have been playing a little bit forward. Same thing for Devi earlier on. Quite forward from his team. Doesn't respect the damage and the mobility from Nisha. This time, Saberlight plays poke. Doesn't respect the fact that Yopaj did manage to get a reset and still have that, have the mana pool to kind of go forward and fight. You also don't really have anything defensive here for Saberlight, right? Like, it's the Radiance Rush Brewmaster you tend to see. Nothing like a pipe, not the old durability buildup you used to see from the Brews. All of this damage coming in from Yopaj is just unmitigated. It's not counteracted by any means. And he has a lot of output, tying in with those supports with magic damage as well. Devi running a little bit forward again, but not going to be caught out yet.
Doesn't end up moving in. Instead, they're looking at Saberlight again. Hellscream's got a hook shot, but they've lost vision. And it looks like he's not going to try for it. Not blind anyway. The Saberlight's going to be fine. Meanwhile, the rest of Liquid, they have smoked up as 4. Hellscream in position to break the smoke, does do so. Skem will get caught out. That'll be at least Skem going down. But if that's all they lose, they're going to be okay with this Shopify. Question is, can they defend this mid-tier 1 tower, though? And I think the answer might just be a resounding no.
It's been 20 minutes. The tower's served its purpose. They already cleared out the triangle anyhow. So they've gotten their value out. And they're just fine kind of taking the opposite side of the map. Yamato is down bot, clearing out this forward expanded jungle. You've got room for Yopaj's little farm up top as well. Going for the BKB rush on the Storm right after that, Sanj and Kaya. And holding down the Storm is just going to be a massive issue. Yamato? Oof.
Well, Yamato in the middle of nowhere right now. Hellscream's going to try and move in to help him out. Hookshot is there, but it's really not helping at all. As Yamato will get caught and does get taken down very, very quickly. Hellscream, at least with the TP away, will make it, but that's your carry Gyrocopter dying for nothing.
I mean, again, he was going a little bit greedy. They've got all the tools on Liquid cleared out. They were playing pretty greedy on Tomato. Like, he was standing so far forward. He was doing fine with these two camps, but the ward spots him out. He even drops the call down, tried to clear out a little bit on his way out. Just not enough to stop. And no D wards coming in. Defensive wards do pay off. They are still squabbling over the Shrine of Wisdom where Roche happens as well.
Looks like Boxy does get caught. Roshan's still up. There is a little bit of time, but doesn't seem like Shopify are going to try for it. The Devi hanging around, but Roshan is indeed gone. Aegis will go the way of V-Tune. Team Liquid, they'll still get away with it, even with the death of Boxy. And Shopify, it's back to the drawing board. Lesson learned here is you can't really afford to lose Yamato like that anymore.
No. At the very least, you need to ensure that the vision game is in your favor when you are farming that forward. Again, didn't have any D wards. Yamato just decided to take that area by himself, which is fine for the two relatively safe camps closer to the Tormentor. Not so fine when you're right by the tier 2. And Shopify, this is still favorable game for them. Like, Aegis on Sven, it's not the scariest thing because he is a transformation hero. So if you decide to play aggressive on Liquid, it can kind of backfire if your Sven does die with God Strength in the first life. And if he doesn't pop God Strength that first life, I don't know if you're supposed to play aggressive anyhow. They'll try to play around with smoke here on Liquid. They've got a good spot down bot, but they do manage to already slip away. The Vido.
Down to the Darkseer. Defi Llama. No man's land right now for the Darkseer. I mean, he's a tanky boy. Nice back wall onto 4 heroes. Does he actually get out of here? He's going to try and buy some time. Blood Grenade does not actually end up landing, so Devi's still on the run. Has another surge up. He'll continue. Nisha is going to toss one in. There's Saberlight as well. Now the Stomp, not going to connect, but he's still going. Devi with the Halberd. Now the Harpoon dragging him back, making sure they get the kill. My goodness.
That's a lot of space coming out from Devi. Again, they already managed to bail out most of their supports there. Devi decided to hang around, had the TP ready, just couldn't quite clip it in time. The avalanche was on point for Nisha that time around to at least cut him off from getting across the bridge. But you are getting a lot of space out. Again, tier 1 bot, not the biggest objective at this point, 23 minutes in. Just kind of equalizing the map for Liquid. And they're the ones under pressure to play a little bit aggressive with his Aegis. They know they don't really want to utilize it defensively. They want to retake map space. They've got some good forward wards as they spot Saberlight here.
Sure do, Saberlight. Jumping in on Schem. Schem actually surviving just barely thanks to Hellscream. Saberlight starting to lose some of those Brewlings as we do see the will drop to ensure that they protect the Earth one. So nobody really dying out of this. The Team Liquid, they are still trying to move in for a big team fight. They've still got the Aegis for another 2.5. Skem's going to TP out though. Everybody else has run directly northeast. And it seems like Liquid not going to find anybody else. Maybe they stick around for a tier 2 tower, though chances are they're going to just head mid instead.
They've got the opening there. They still have enough time in the Aegis. And for this to feel relatively safe. For Shopify's side, they're using the space well. Full Ags done on Yamato. He's got his own BKB up and running as well. So 2 9-second BKBs for Shopify to play with. It's just a matter of finding these angles now for the initiation, which you've got a Storm, you've got a Clockwork, you've got a Darkseer that can just surge in and try to vac wall follow-up. There is a lot of potential here for Shopify to dictate how these 5v5s go. And they'll try out with a smoke. Forward vision, again, not the cleanest. They've got that forward ward down bot in the 2 camps where no one's at. We'll just end up running into each other.
Oh, Nisha breaks the smoke. A very nice smoke break, in fact, as Vichun can jump in looking for Divide, but he got the Heaven's Halberd placed immediately as Saberlight going to try onto Hellscream now. A big back wall connecting on 2 at the very least as Hellscream somehow still alive. Finally burns out to the Cinderbrew damage. It's only 1 down. And that's just the clockwork of Shopify. Team Liquid still looking for more. They've got time with the God String. Nisha's in the hut. But nobody's showing. In fact, Shopify, they're going to hang around this Tormentor and hope that Liquid stream in 1 by 1. But Liquid, they'll also stand their ground. In fact, they're underneath Dire Vision right now. They're watching Insania and Nisha. But they will back off eventually.
Smart little move. They know that Shopify still had some power left. They can't contest the Torm. Just gonna have to give it away. Maybe get some room to get that siege on mid. And just the Tormentor is still a nice objective to find. Like a free shard now for Schem could be quite nice. Does go to Yopaj, which I suppose you can't be unhappy about having that shared overload. A little bit more damage coming in, especially with something like the Gyrocopter on hand. Quite potent in the right team fight. One big thing for Shopify is, off that initiation, they didn't preemptively pop BKBs. All right? They're being very patient how they take these fights. They're also very understanding that if you lose Hellscream, you lose access to the cogs, you lose access to the vision game, which is a big part of how Shopify have to play. They have stalled out long enough that the Aegis has expired on Vichun without the tier 2 falling. So I suppose for Shopify, this is mission success. Managed to kind of ride out that power spike. Oh.
Shot in. Got themselves a nice Elder Titan. Insania even getting stunned by the neutrals. Does go down as Boxy will also be chased down. The 2 freebies here for Shopify Rebellion. Team Liquid dropping the ball just a little bit here on the northern side of the map. Playing all around the vision of Shopify here at the north. And I mean, we'll see what they can do with these kills. Like, it doesn't seem like Shopify are at all interested in trying to group up and make any kind of play with this. Still seems like they're more than happy just securing more farm for now. Yamato.
Scanned out.
He did get scanned out, Jonathan. He's by himself right now. Nisha having a look. Call down is there, but Sablight's on top. Yamato, no choice but to try and fight. In fact, he's going to try for the BKB TP and does make it. Yopaj was coming just in case.
It's a wasted 9-second charge. At the same time, it drags so much space away again from Liquid that you are getting some room to still get that build up. Your Butterfly not stalled out here from Yamato because he does get to live. He's not too far off from that Talisman of Evasion at this point. And that's where issues start to rise up here for the side of Liquid. Your right-click damage from your Sven starts to become an issue. He is now switching his build here and Vichun just to the MKB as they catch.
They sure do. Hellscream down. Yopaj in danger, being taunted by that wheel. Still going to be able to zip for now, but Nisha continues to chase with 2 seconds on the blink, but a nice ice path into a vac wall. Rather just the wall for now, as Nisha still trying to go for Yopaj with a very, very nice avalanche onto 2. They'll get Skem. They'll miss out on Yopaj. They'll try for Devai as well. Devai, he's a much tankier boy, but ooh, actually a very nice vac as well. The high ground here from Devai, but he's still pretty much trapped up, continuing to try and get his way out of here, but there's no way out. Surge was just too long before it came off cooldown. And so Liquid once again finding a brilliant team fight.
Yeah, they make it work. They find a nice core kill this time. They've got an opening to force the issue onto the tier 2. Shopify still, I mean, they've got this big spike on Yamato. Just needs to use it. Butterfly fully done. Going for the Hurricane Pike next. Maybe wants a Daedalus right after. If not, a Satanic wouldn't be too bad as well. But for now, I'm just happy enough to sit back and farm. Again, they've got their BKB soft cooldown once more. You're going to have macro power in a few seconds. They are just playing defensively. They're forcing Liquid to play into them, which is pretty smart when you have all of this AoE control. It does feel like you can force the issue forward, though, for sure. Again, you've got Clock, you've got a Jakiro, you've got so much damage it can potentially fly in. They just haven't found that big way of catching the backline. Main reasons that these fights are going so awkwardly for Shopify is they're missing out that burst window as long as Boxy's around. Like if this guy on the Ringmaster can get the escape deck, plus the mech and Glimmer Cape usage out, it's a lot of damage you have to pump out to eat through that sustain. And it just wastes so much time. It provides enough of a window for the side of Liquid to get their re-engage going and kind of split Shopify apart with some great tosses coming out from Nisha. So they've got to get that target prioritization into back. They need to get some good vision forward. If not from wards, then really just from the flare. Just hope that you manage to snag it right before the fight. Hope that you run into the right target at the right time. So they're trying again with a smoke.
Yeah, this could be really awkward too, because we just saw V-Tune has now bought out the MKB. It's just on the courier. He's going to pick it up as they jump him as well. V-Tune, there's your MKB, sir, but they're taking your life away. Can he fight back? He's just trapped up in the Kongs. He'll try to go for a run instead, but Yopaj on the chase, trying to secure the kill. Can't quite get it. We'll go for Nisha instead. Meanwhile, Yamato, the rest of his team just sleeping around him at the moment as Sableye rushing forward, trying to find a bit more for his squad. But I don't think the fight continues very much longer. In fact, Liquid, they will eventually retreat, but they lose nothing.
No. And it's really just the saves from these supports. The double Glimmer Cape usage back to back. Again, the fact that you're not catching out Boxy with that mech with the escape deck, it's just causing so many issues. The backline has to go. Like, the Sven is a threat, but you can't burst him down as long as these saves are available here for Liquid, which they are almost every single time.
Looks like Shopify, they're going to try for Roshan now. It feels like a Roshan Liquid can't really afford to just let go for free, so they're going to go for that 5-man smoke and prep for a fight. It's going to be a little bit challenging, though, without that Brewmaster split. Devai, spotted, gets the halberd off. They can't really kill him that quick. Devai, back wall onto Nisha. Meanwhile, Sableye has been caught. Yopaj trying to get some work done. Sableye apparently just the big target they really want to focus on first. He's still alive, though. Still going for now. Slowly walking away. Because we are going to have a disconnection, apparently. So Nisha. In fact, it was just lag. I think even I felt that lag, John. I believe you, Nisha.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's see. He's got time to look for an angle in
make
here.
It out? I feel like Sableye should have been dead 5 seconds ago, but here we go again. Hook shot out. He's still walking away. No way! Sableye. Yopaj trying his best. Finally gets the kill. Meanwhile, Nisha getting low, trying to walk out as now B-Tune moves in with the gold strength, trying to go after Yamato. But Yamato's just proving to be a lot faster. Instead, he'll turn onto Skem, but he's running out of BKB charges. He could be in trouble now. B-Tune. No, he's all right, in fact. They'll just try to run, but Yamato gets caught. Yamato's down. Devai's on the run. B-Tune's got him, though. 4 down for the price of 1, and Team Liquid, they'll get Roshan.
A massive win for Liquid to equalize the game. For Shopify, it's back to that target identification, right? Like, they're going for the big tanky target, and Saberlight, he doesn't even have Primal Split here. They're being so disciplined on Liquid to just allow Saberlight to stay up front, to buy them that space, to get all of that focus away from the back line as the Glimmer Capes fly in, the mech usage is on point, the staggering of the Glimmer Capes is just on point every single time. And Shopify just can't dig through it fast enough. There's enough time for Nisha to look for that re-engage and look for that reset. I do appreciate that Yamato was looking for a little bit of a kite and wiggle back in, but they didn't drop anyone else low enough. Like, Nisha's safe. You don't have that Satanic up yet on Yamato, and that just means you don't have the sustain. If he had even just a Morbid Mask, perhaps that fight feels slightly different with that added sustain. Maybe he could stand his ground a little bit better, but you're not at that point yet, Njaro. You've lost that lead. V-Tune's clearly ahead of Arjara at this point. And that excellent switch around from just glimpsing the build-up into the Butterfly, into the straight MKB, has paid dividends off here for the Sven. Shopify, it's the same story. You gotta find that backline somehow. These supports have to go.
They should try and desperately to catch Divine Llama or Yopaj, but they both get away. Things looking very scary now for Shopify Rebellion. And keep in mind, Shopify, they're the ones who need these EPT points to get to EWC. Like Team Liquid, they've already qualified. They don't need these wins. The only reason they need these wins to sustain DreamLeague Season 26 is they're going in. Yopaj, top lane, gonna find himself in a spot of danger, but we'll go for a quick TP play out, and is gonna be okay. Like I was saying, John, very important for Shopify Rebellion to try and find some 2-0 victories here today to keep their standings looking a little bit healthy going into the playoffs.
What they do, it's just, it feels like they've missed their window a little bit. As they catch more.
Saberline. We're gonna find Skim. Jump in from Yopaj, but thinks better of it. Divine now with a vac on the 2, but there's really nothing else. Oh, Yamato, I'm not sure about that. He's okay. The Harpoon was on cooldown. Meanwhile, V-Tune, or rather Yopaj, jumping in onto Boxy, but Boxy's going to be just fine with the escape act.
It's such a hard target to go for. You need to be able to connect with your supports. Like, this trio has to be able to find that backline. Siege opens up for V-Tune. Still has some time left in the God Strength, just freshly popped. Age is still 2.5 minutes as well. A lot of time to get this done. And how do you solve that backline issue? Like, you even have your own dust here for Yopaj. They know they just need to hunt Boxy somehow. It just feels impossible with the way Liquid are playing. Always up front, not fearful of anything. And for Shopify, again, their window feels like it has slipped past. They're playing farm. They were in the lead for quite some time. They never managed to get that connection with this gank trio that we were talking about past, say, 15, 20 minutes. And because of that slowdown, Liquid has recovered nicely. 7k up, one set of racks up for free. Full AC up now for Nisha, so he can start to do some right-click damage as well. The smoke from Shopify. We've seen this one before. They have to look further back. You can't just jump the first thing you see. You have to look for better targets.
They're going. Yopaj had his smoke broken, so V-Tune saw him. He's going to try and find him. Can't find much at the moment. Still, they are trying here. Boxy going to go for the Glimmer Cape, but he is caught in the cogs. Meanwhile, Yopaj, he gets caught, but a Hurricane Pike or other Force Stuff does save his life. That Will of Wonder, though, holding down Hellscream. The Hellscream still running away thanks to the hook shot. So Scam now the target. Nobody dead somehow. They're still trying for the Storm, but Yopaj is all right. In fact, Nisha now right on top of him, but he's found mana again. Yopaj, he dies. The tree throw. Nisha guesses, and he guesses right. Divine Llama also to die. Another great fight here for Team Liquid. There is buybacks on Shopify, and they probably are going to have to commit. Although I guess there is still a tier 2 top tower, John. They could still just hope to hold on to one lane of barracks.
And they could. Side of Liquid can also just maybe go a little bit ham and start to pressure tier 4s, force something out here. Don't have the most time on that Aegis to really feel secure in that, though. And I want to talk about that last fight again. You had a good position there for Yamato. He's standing right center. He had a BKB on. They are forcing the issue. Buybacks will have to come in, as this doesn't take too long with Saberlight getting the split off.
They're going. They want Yopaj to buy back. They want the Yopaj buyback, and I think they might get it very soon because there's only 15 seconds, but that Ancient is now completely exposed. They won't. The buyback gets held on to, but they've got the mid-racks. They've taken both T4 towers out. There is still the top barracks, so Mega Creeps are not incoming yet. But there's just so many ways now for Liquid to just finish out the game. Whether they go for Megas, whether they go straight for the Ancient. You can never really be safe knowing those T4 towers are not there to buy you some time to realize that the Ancient is being taken. And it seems like Liquid, smelling blood in the water, they want to try to go for one final team fight. They know Divide just committed his buyback, so it could be an immediate dieback for him if he does get caught. They've got God Strength up as well. Like, everything's available for them apart from the split, which is up in 20, and he has a refresh anyway. Jump in. Nisha on to Yamato, but they found another instead. Divine Llama, he's already gone. No wall drop available now for Shopify Rebellion. Yopaj, he's trying to make some magic happen, but there's nothing he can do on his own. He's got to get out of there. To the perfect target, John. They got the dieback on the Darkseid.
And they're just playing so smart in Liquid as well. They know there's a ward in that cliff. They don't push forward. They'll try to isolate.
Again, they're going to try for Insania, but they're in really dire straits right now, I think, Shopify. Here comes Yopaj. Hellscream's dropping low. Insania finally goes down, but so does Skem. Meanwhile, Yopaj in a bit of danger, going to continue trying to fight the supports towards the north. Yamato's being chased as well. V-Tune and Saberlight, they've got the gyrocopter locked down, and Yamato's got nothing to survive with. That might be it. I think it is it. 90 seconds without your gyrocopter, and they'll call it. GG. Game 1 will go to Team Liquid.
And they play it so smart in here. They're drafting nice and clean. Maybe a little bit rough for Nisha in the laning phase for sure. Again, it was a little bit slow for Liquid coming out of those lanes. Mid lanes of like early skirmishes, early fights. But for Shopify, we'll have to see how much they can get out. They've got a lot of good backline jump, same as they did last game. Yopaj has to shine on this Ember and has to be able to pick the weak links in that AA and perhaps even the Wind Ranger if at all possible. We were saying the same thing last game where, you know, they had to hunt down Boxy, they had to hunt down Insane. It didn't happen. Same issues could come out here for Yopaj. At the least, the burst damage of the Ember can be a little bit more reliable in the earlier portion of game.
No, I gotta say, like, I do like this style of draft a lot better from Shopify as well, because like these are the kind of active drafts I enjoy watching them with. I don't like the drafts where we have two side lanes that are just farming the whole time, as we are looking at a mushroom, Jonathan.
Yeah,
a smoked mushroom, in fact, I believe. Is that smoke? Is it?
I don't know. Is it? Yeah, I mean, it's smoked up. Yes, I thought you meant like the model was of mushroom that was smoked on a grill. I was like, what? How do you know it's smoked?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It is actually. I mean, you just said smoked mushroom. I was like, how do you know it's a smoked mushroom on a grill? Yes,
like
it's smoked in game.
Dota.
Yes. I get it now.
You've been smoking mushrooms, John? What's happening?
I didn't know you could
Take it easy,
like, grill. I mean, you could grill a mushroom. I don't know if you'd smoke it in a smoker, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty common, John, to grill mushrooms. I'd say.
But not like smoke.
You can smoke them. No, you can.
Like, yes,
Vegetarians do it, Jonathan. They don't want to be left out. The vegans, they do it too. That's all right.
Oh.
Yopaj.
Long rat.
He's gonna see a tree moving. A bit suspicious here, I think. Counter smoke now from Divine Llama and the boys. Nothing really going to come out of it, though. I think they might just go ahead and hug the two bottom banner runes instead of trying to go for a big fight. Shouldn't be too much issue in going for an even trade anyway. Like, you've got a Bane with who might just pick up Nightmare to ensure they get it. Although Liquid have set up to try and fight over these.
The battle begins.
So maybe bottom side, perhaps we could see something. Not really. Saberlight's just going to take a bit of harassment on the way out. And so it ends up being a 3-for-1 trade in the favor of Team Liquid. In fact, Hellscream has been slowed up, and I think Hellscream might be dead, though Boxy's also being chased and Skem gets it. Hellscream still running. Saberlight has Gush in 1. Hellscream trying to block the vision, does eventually get away, is now Saberlight's in danger again. He'll be alright, but he's taking a fair bit of harassment. They've fed first blood to Skip.
Not the ideal, of course, but yeah, you get first blood, you're happy enough to get some free EXP. You're gonna have to waste some regen on Boxy, tossing out a salve onto Saberlight. So it's a little bit of gold spent. And this lane is not gonna be easy anyhow for Saberlight. Still taking a look at the mid first before we go elsewhere. Yopaj on the Ember up against Nisha on the mid Monkey King. This is an even better time for the Monkey, especially as you approach the double rate band boots timing that we tend to see for Monkey. It is just going to be a little bit tougher for Yopaj to try to zone him out. Like, melee matchup for Monkey always feels great. You do have that poke back, but a slight, at the very least, double impact will ensure that some form of damage is constantly flowing onto Nisha. It is just more secure for the Monkey. You've got some outplay potential. You've got the threat of Jingu every single time. You can snap out the range creep with the Boundless, so you should be fairly secure. Again, taking a gander down bot. This lane for Saberlight should be stable. It's still maybe not the comfiest time. It's a ranged matchup for him on the Tide. You're going to have a lot of room here for Yamato to just effectively farm. And you can't really deal with the Treant early on. At the very least, once you have Anchor Smash, its damage output just falls away. So you don't need to worry too much about it kind of poking too hard. But it is going to provide some good spacing. And they didn't manage to really block off the camp either. So Skem will be able to control lane quite nicely here to ensure that Yamato just gets that steady build-up he'd want on the Nature's Prophet.
Absolutely. So now he's going to have a great old time as well here on that Prophet. No real qualms with going up against the Tide or the Wind Ranger. How's that top lane going? I mean, V-Tune, he's having a great old time for now. Obviously, as the levels do go up into Violama, we do start to see these Enigmas get really annoying with this Eidolon spam, but for the very least, V-Tune with these first couple of waves has had a very good time sitting at top CS at the moment on the board. Again, I do anticipate it might slow down just a little bit, but then again, I guess it is a tiny, so you might not have the worst time just clearing out the Eidolons with your combos.
Yeah, and you do have enough ways of clearing, and I do like this positive feedback loop you do have with AA plus Tiny. Ice Vortex down with an Avalanche, damage can really pile up. As you're seeing in just trying to clear the Eidolons. A little bit late for Insania to get that initial amp up, but it's just making the laning presence of that Enigma be a lot harder to find for the Vi. He's getting some steady build-up as well. It's not amazing, though.
We're going to see the Saberlight going down now. Yamato able to pick up a kill for himself, so happy days for him. I don't think Skim was even really there to help out either. So Yamato just catching the Tide with his pants down. 2-0 already the way of Shopify Rebellion. Laning stage already going very, very well for them. Top lane, Hellscream is going to go for a run, but does get taken down. So V-Tune able to find a trade across the map.
Going to be a lot better for Shopify and just finding that off-lane core, of course. A slower start for Saberlight. We've seen Tides have to sit back and farm. They can recover quite fast in the jungle. You're going to have to start to build those resources up, though, on Boxy early on. And the large camp was already blocked off with an OBS. Really heads-up move out from Shopify to ensure that the recovery is going to be a little bit slower. Boxy does have a sentry on hand. Should be relatively easy to spot, at least. But again, you're having the strong start for Yamato. He's going to get that build-up into the Power Treads, into the Maelstrom. And even with the Maelstrom, you can start to make these plays across the map. We'll say the mid matchup has been a little bit more even than you'd expect here. Yopaj holding his own up against the Monkey King of Nisha. Double rate band timings there, not quite at the boots yet, but he is having a little bit more pressure come in. The runes haven't really been fought over too hard. They have been able to trade equally on both water runes so far, and that is allowing Yopaj to sustain. Same thing for Nisha, he's not really forced out. Again, this matchup for Monkey should be pretty damn good. So far, it's not like he's winning out by a huge margin. Yopaj is playing smart with pullbacks, but he's also making it maybe just a tad slower there.
There goes another kill. Boxy now getting caught by Yamato as well. So another nice kill here for the Prophet as he's starting to hand tips out now. Boxy not going to be too impressed with that, I'm sure. But again, you do want to avoid giving all these kills to the Prophet. Like, he's already having a great old CS time in this bottom lane, but you know, it is Prophet. The more farm he gets early, the more detrimental this hero can be to your side. A Saberlight again going to be harassed out. Skem going to force him to walk backwards with this Nightmare. Yamato hoping for some blocks. Meanwhile, Divine Llama dying across the map. Saberlight still in trouble. Looks like he will live, but his courier will die.
At least he already got the items out from that courier. Nothing too big being sent out, just components. So far, the double gauntlets plus the ring of proc. Not going to have that full soul ring, but does have a little bit more to play with. Top lane being slow for the Vi. It's not too bad. Like, he's dying, but he has the full drums up. This is the key timing now for the Enigma to pressure into a tier 1 or even for a kill if you kind of play out of position here.
Absolutely. 6-minute power runes. Spawning up as well. Yeah, he's going to be down bottom. It's a regen rune that will be picked up eventually by Nisha. Though Nisha's getting aggressive now to Yopaj off the back of Boxy. And Yopaj, not level 6 yet, really doesn't have many places to run to. And he'll try to juke out, but a great rotation from Liquid, ensuring they find a kill onto Yopaj prior to that level 6 mark. And that allows Nisha to hit his own level 6.
I'm a little bit surprised that Shopify didn't opt to put that importance onto the mid rune, especially since it's a lot more important for the Ember anyhow. They don't have that coverage. They tried to focus on this rotation from Scam top, which again didn't pan out. But they are getting that room to at least shove in the top tier 1. Triple range creeps, not going to take too long to siege creep as well. They're cutting off the creep wave. Scam might be paying for this though.
Would be. Scam pretty deep. Gets the escape back here from Hellscream, but well, he's actually buying himself a bit of time. Nightmare out onto Nisha. Divine Llama also still hanging about. They do get the T1 tower, and it seems like everyone actually makes it out with their life intact. So there you go. It's just the presence of the vibe proving to be a little bit too intimidating, and that'll be about it. They'll just have to watch it go down.
Yeah, nice little freebie. Again, great timing with the drums being up early on the Vi, as you tend to see from the Enigmas down nowadays. No sort of shenanigans again up around the Shrines of Wisdom. This is straight 1-for-1.
Insane, yeah. Vi still chasing here for the AA kill. Not going to quite find it though, sadly. So pretty nice position from Shopify thus far. Like, especially the farm that you've been finding on your profit. The V-Tune's been finding pretty much parity though. Divine Llama now, with the setup of Scam, might try to move in. V-Tune does juke out the Empowerment Arts, and they don't have Black Hole yet either. So there's no way they can commit that big spell to just ensure the kill onto V-Tune.
Yeah, and they're sharing that EXP up top. Levi's having a slow ride into that 6. Some room down mid again.
Yopaj. Level 6 this time. Nisha does have a Boundless though, and we'll throw it out. A lot of damage, but won't be quite enough.
You gotta appreciate that pressure coming out onto the Ember. We're talking about what Yopaj would have to do in this game. He has to hunt the backline. He has to have the damage and the durability to kind of take those risky plays. With his start in mid now just getting nullified with all of this aggression from Nisha and Boxy, you're not getting that snowball start you'd really want on the Ember. Phase Boots and Orb of Blight is a decent enough kicking point. There is some good damage there, just not enough to contend with the Monkey. And now a little bit of an opening for Liquid. They know Yamato has been left down bot solo for a long time. He's a sitting duck.
He is. Yamato, can he find a way out of this one? There is some action up top as well. They're moving on to that Tiny. Yamato's still perfectly fine. Top lane, they have caught him. Black Hole is committed. And V-Tune is down. And meanwhile, Yamato, he never got spotted here, John. He just TP'd out. He took the kill on V-Tune.
Yeah, really heads up to use this tree to scout around. Does manage to just walk away. A little bit surprised they didn't try to maybe position a little bit further back for that swing. Maybe further down south into the expanded jungle to get a rear flank. But they missed that opportunity. You're very happy here in Shopify. You're still holding on to your bot tier 1 as well. It has not been pressured whatsoever. Been a very slow game for Saberlight to get that done by shoving in the creeps. Now you're at the point where Scam's just hanging around for some free XP at this point, trying to work into that level 6. And with all that movement top from Shopify, they set the foundations for some good ganks. Some really nice forward vision early on here. Sentry Ward will spot it out, but their own sentries will spot the obs at least. Their own obs will be spotted out as well outside of that. So they still have one forward ward that's a little bit stinky by that ramp near the mid-tier 1. And for Shopify, they just need to ensure they don't bleed out in their course. Like, Yopaj is the biggest sitting duck. He's been kind of sacked. All the attention has been going towards Divine Llama top. which has been a good launching point. But it has come at the cost of the Ember being bottom network core overall, even behind Saberlight in his slow lane on the off lane.
Interesting stuff here this game too. Much slower pace it feels like as well. We are going to see a two-man smoke now. Boxy and of course our MK as well. Just running up towards that top lane. Nisha looking to set up. Is going to find Skem. Skem though with the escape act out from Hellscream. Going to survive. Is now Divine Llama trying to move in. Nisha's dropping really low here. Still drop the Wheel of Wonder. Nisha, he can't get away. And here comes Yopaj looking for V-Tune. Oh, he hasn't got enough. He has not got enough in the tank. Meanwhile, Yamato found Boxy as well. Beautiful TP rotation. Tips out immediately towards Boxy. Not sure what Boxy's done here to Yamato, but yeah, Yamato's given it to him.
Oh, Yamato's been on it since the laning phase, hasn't he? He's been tipping way earlier on. And I don't know,
Sure
maybe
has.
just hyping himself up a little bit. Maybe some pub stuff or just some history, you know, from the times they've played against each other for all these years. But nonetheless, Shopify are finding those openings. They're starting to get that work done. All of this investment on the Vi up top has paid off. Even without the black hole, again, they're working these team fights well. It's mainly down to the fact that Saberlight can't join in. Like, your Tidehunter is just not ready. He still needs the Vlads, and he's probably gone for a blink or if not more aura. The Vi, though, a little bit of a sitting duck. Yeah.
Let's go down. Nice pick up here for V-Tune.
The funny thing was,
Damn
he
it,
got,
ice quarterback for Yopaj.
he got
Yes.
ice blasted and decided to still demonic summoning. It's like, yeah, it's fine. No one's nearby me, right? And just pop
That's
this on and
alright.
try to farm. You know? Living on the edge. Good old Divine Llama.
It happens. Happens to the best of us. They're still in a very comfortable position here, Shopify. Like, Yamato's really quite out of control here in the farm game on this Prophet, which, in fairness, you do kind of anticipate. But again, very, very scary when this Prophet can take off so quickly. Only moving right into the Mjolnir as well here for Yamato. V-Tune obviously still having a great old time, but not keeping up quite as fast here with the farmers. We do see a smoke rotation now bottom where they might run into Boxy. Yopaj did spot him going for that large camp pull. Skem will be around as well with the Fiend's Grip if they need it. They probably will need to commit it, but we'll see. Boxy. Smoke broken now. Boxy sees nothing yet. It'll be too late, Muncie does. In fact, never mind, it is not. The chains do not land. In fact, Yopaj now the one in danger, but does remnant away. Saberlight never got that Ravage off in time. Hellscream does get left behind at the very least, though, so you do at least have a consolation prize as Hellscream trying to turn, maybe trying to find Boxy. Can he get him? He can. Well, there you go. And Boxy gets tipped again.
Oh, Yamato. What's going on, man? Feeling frisky today towards Boxy.
Something
getting-
happened,
maybe-
Joey.
Yeah, maybe he got annoyed in pub, or again, maybe he was annoyed by the ringmaster last game. It's like, all right, Boxy, it's your turn. Experience this. You know, get a load of this. What a hero.
Indeed.
Oh, grip.
Fiend's Grip.
Nisha?
It's caught out Nisha. That's a big, big boy. Nisha is going to go for the Wukongs to try to protect himself. Still alive for now as they'll turn on to Skem, and Yamato does not want to stick around. To Nisha. He'll get away just fine. Skem the one to fall.
That is a little bit optimistic. Monkey King, not that squishy at this point, and does have some stat padding on hand, and the damage you're getting from Yamato is decent enough. He's got that Hyperstone at least, but again, it just wasn't enough. You might have needed at least Hellscream there. One Tame the Beast could have done the job. Still, a little bit of a freebie coming out for the side of Liquid. Not the biggest loss for the side of Shopify, but that is Fiend's Grip down for a minute 10. That's going to be a little bit of a window where Liquid probably don't need to worry about some shenanigans like that. Timings for Yamato is still lining up. Mjolnir fully done now. You've got the recovery for Yopaj, that full Mage Slayer not too far off. So the early spikes for the Ember Spirit still being met. And they've got control of the Tormentor. No forward vision here from Liquid. They're all the way across on the opposite side of the map. So they should find themselves that free shard for their troubles on the side of Shopify. And that gold injection you get nowadays as well, which is not insubstantial. See who gets the luck of the draw. Spotlight could be pretty sick. It's Skem instead. So he does get that Brain Sap utility at the very least for the AoE.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, honestly,
cool.
the AoE is not even that great. It's just, I reckon the cooldowns what makes it really nice, honestly. Probably not worth the 1400 gold jump, but minus 3 seconds on brain set. That's good enough.
Oh,
Nisha?
could come in handy here.
Good. Divine Llama's got Black Hole ready. Oh, that's a nice pre-chop. Very nice. They're not actually going for him, though. They just want to run. Skem will be left behind and will go down. In fact, the chase continues now from Nisha and Boxy. But it seems as though they think better of it. Not willing to dive too deep, as there is still a tier 1 and tier 2 tower at the top lane. So they'll take Skem's lane. Not really a big deal.
Not going to feel too good for Skem. Back to back, less than maybe around a minute of gameplay before he has to sit back again. At least respawns are fairly short. Liquid, they're doing a great job of just splitting this apart just a tad bit. Yopaj, though, a little bit aggressive.
Miss out for now, and does miss out entirely. The vision here over that AA does not get much for his trouble.
Middle tower is under attack.
Still very slow here. 7-7 is the scoreline. 17 minutes in almost. Nowhere near a Roshan attempt from either of these sides either. We're going to need to at least see a big team fight before that, I think. Bright side here is for Vichu, and he's caught up pretty quickly to the Prophet now, so it's a 300 gold difference between the two heroes. There's your big blink up now on Sableye as well, so you've got some great initiation now as the Tide. Meanwhile, Boxy and Nisha being watched by Skem. Nisha. Oh, under vision now. Nightmare. Skem has Fiend's Grip, but doesn't really want to commit. Sableye right around the corner, and they can see him with that newly placed ward.
Should be a fairly obvious ward for Liquid to kind of clear out at this point. Shopify still hugging that top area. They are doing a great job of sapping away farm in this jungle. Like, Liquid haven't really crossed into the bot jungle all too often, so they're not really trading back some of that lost potential in that wort. They are hitting those spikes. Like you mentioned, Vichun has done a great job. Shadowblade up, he's got his shard going as well. So he's got consistent damage to pump in. Have to be a bit cautious in these supports.
Lane, I think it's Hull Scream. A very quick kill for Liquid. Karen does spawn bottom. Just going to be an illusion. Not too big of a deal. Rotations up top now, seeing if they can find Devi Llama. Devi going to go through the twin gates, reading the movement quite easily with the wards that were there, scouting this out. And it seems like they're just going to settle for a bottom tier 1 tower here, Shopify. Liquid, I don't know if they want to really try and rotate and defend this. It doesn't seem like they will. I think if anything, they might have come for the fight. In fact, Vichu's just going to make sure it doesn't go down. Shopify, they are still setting up, so you wouldn't mind just seeing a team fight forced here down at this bottom lane. And Vichu, he does go into that Shadowblade now. He was underneath the sentry though, so they do see him. Devi has Black Hole if he wants to hold out for now as the Ravage will come in. Stabilize landing on 3, and Devi will go down pre-Black Hole. This fight looking well and truly over now for Shopify, but here comes Yamato. He's going to try and keep it going. Nisha is the target. They're moving on to Skem, but the escape back is going to save his life as they continue trying to chase down this pesky Bane. Skem still somehow alive, but finally will die. And sadly, Shopify could not quite confirm any kills thus far. The Yopaj is incoming once again. They'll try another time. Yamato going to TP in looking for Nisha, but Nisha's still running his way right directly north out of here. And it looks like no one will die from Team Liquid.
Just really unfortunate timing there for Shopify. It looked like good setup. Not seeing the backline, not seeing Saberlight with that blink though. Awesome. I'll find a consolation in Boxy. Not the biggest one, if they can even find it.
Paj gonna dive deep. Spider Fist does not connect. Oh no, Black Hole, Devi, he's got 4 of them. He's got 4 of them. In fact, Nisha was just out of range, but it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful Black Hole. Devi Llama setting up for 2. Looking for a 3rd. Yamato, in fact, looking for a 4th. Still chasing Boxy down. Yamato, there's a bigger target, sir. Take Saberlight. Well, what did Boxy do? What has Boxy done to poor old Yamato?
I know, but it's got Yamato going. Really great comeback there from Shopify. I mean, again, that last fight, not spotting backline with Blink, not getting their own Blink out in the Vi in time. He already bought it out right before that fight. It was on the Courier. They just needed a little bit more time, just couldn't wait out for it. This time, though, with Blink, all the difference in the world for the Vi, knowing that the big team fight spells were committed earlier on as well. And they can play back with their own utility coming in. They still have the grip, in fact, from Scam. Didn't even have to commit it. So you do have that going for you right now. 21 minutes in, 11-10. A very close match. 6K lead coming up from Shopify, though. And a lot of that is mainly down to Yamato. He has eaten the lion's share of farm here. But Shopify are still set to go. Again, you can just teleport in for Yamato. He does have the Curse of the Old Growth to try to watch for anyone hiding around the tree line. Can simplify these fights. Ravage is back up, though, with Wukong's here. So it can be a dangerous one.
Jump in, the Tiny being caught, a big target if they can get it. Ravage, though, committed by Sableye, landing on 2 in the back, still trying for V-Tune, but Yopaj, he does go down. V-Tune still barely alive, trying to run, but the Impalement Arts will get him. It's Hellscream trying now to escape from Sableye. It seems like Skem also getting caught by a Focus Fire and a Shackle from Boxy, but not really going down yet. They will get Hellscream. Skem still on the run. Yamato not choosing to join in, but is TPing now to the team fight. But Skem is already gone. Onto Divine they'll go. Divine, no way to really defend himself here. And Yamato, he's not coming. A great fight for Lick.
They took way too long in that kill attempt onto V-Tune. Again, you get this angle out for the Ravage from Saberlight to isolate the two in the back, take away that utility that Devi really wanted to apply to get that faster kill on V-Tune. So just very great patience again from Liquid. Shopify, they had the right read. They were thinking that maybe they had a few more seconds before Ravage would be back up. Was up at the nick of time for Saberlight. And for Shopify, well, it's their turn to kind of fight back, right? They know Ravage is down. They should be able to try to take a fight in the respawn. We'll see if they'll be able to do so. But yeah, just great positioning out again from Saberlight, isolating the back, leaving Yopaj on an island. And without the follow-through, it's just a lot slower than you'd want it to be to look for these pickoffs on the Ember Spirit.
Here we go again, Shopify. They're going to smoke up. Roshan's available. Of course, both sides would love this first Roshan. So check the Dire Triangle out first. Maybe get some vision in here before an attempt. Saberlight is down south, so they're going to try for the Tide. Not exactly the easiest kill in the world, but certainly not hard if he is alone, and in fact he still is. Saberlight, seeing the TP though, will blink towards the eastern side. Chains from Yopaj should cancel the TP, and does. Saberlight, looks like he's got no helping coming here. He's just going to have to try and get out the old-fashioned way. But Saberlight certainly set to fall eventually, and will. Nice easy pickup here for the side of Shopify. Can that lead into a Roshan? Honestly, probably not. But they are trying though, never mind. There is a buyback for Saberlight, however.
He does have Ravage on that respawn, or on that buyback as well. So the teamfight utility is there. Inside of Liquid isn't really in position to contest. Just V-Tune and Boxy in the area. Nisha and Insania a little bit far out. They will play it safe on the side of Shopify for now. Not wanting to poke the Hornet's Nest too hard, but they are still holding that ground. I love this position from the Vi. They're using Yamato and this Roche as bait. They want to get a big black hole in this one. They have to respect that Ravage will be up on the respawn though. And again, Liquid don't look too keen. They're just playing away. They know the Roche should be happening though.
They've scattered it out. The power shots from Boxy are going to give all the info they need. Saberlight is available, no buyback necessary, but he needs 5 seconds for his TP to be back up, so he's having to run. Still Roshan alive, but not for much longer. They might need to buy some time here for Saberlight as they are going to move in. Yopaj getting stunned. Meanwhile, Roshan's still alive. Nisha, he's going to jump in, but Yamato's taken the Aegis away. Shopify Rebellion, they'll get what they wanted. Yopaj, what's he looking for? Making sure the pit's empty, and it was empty, Jonathan, because it was the first Roshan of the game.
Yeah, just maybe looking for an opportunity if a support steps in. That did cost the BKB usage of Yamato. That's your 9-second charge just for the Aegis. So you're going to have to sit back a tad bit and be patient here in Shopify. Wait for that cooldown to be back up. You also have to pay respect for the fact that, again, Ravage is ready here on Saberlight. They want to fight.
Then they're looking. They are looking, Jonathan. Hellscream, nice little juke away. They get the anchor out onto Hellscream. Devi's waiting in the wake with Black Hole available. Hellscream's actually alive. Do they keep chasing? This is very dangerous from Liquid. They're trying. Hellscream gonna avoid the Ice Blast. They are still trying to snipe somebody down. It's like Boxy could get left behind though. Saberlight, he still holds on to the Ravage for now, and Boxy will be the one to actually go down. Is the chase, in fact, Skem was still in that tree line. So they do find a 1-for-1 here, Team Liquid. Do they want to keep fighting? The answer looks like it could be a resounding yes. But they're underneath vision. They're being watched. Devi jumps in, misses out on the tree cut for Nisha. He could be in big trouble when he throws out the black hole, but the Ravage, it's going to cancel immediately as Hellscream. Hellscream trying to get away. In trouble. Does throw out the Will of Wonder. Maybe he gets himself an AA, but oh, he does help out Yamato. But he will die.
That re-engage is so awkward from Shopify. Again, the Vi going forward like that, he was banking on a tree cut on Nisha. Just getting that Midnight Pulse down just to see if they can catch them when kicking out. Get a quick pick off without having to pop Black Hole. Doesn't catch Saberlight as well on the edge of it. And they lose a lot on the back of that. Just very forced movement out from Shopify. Didn't need to take those risks. They lose the Tormentor on top. They still hang on to this Aegis advantage at the very least.
Yamato. Out of tips, but waving him goodbye anyway. Meanwhile, the Crocus, Jonathan, not allowing Nisha, or rather Vichun, to finish off the job, is now Vichun getting chained up here thanks to Yopaj. Bean's grip out. Skem's held him down. Vichun, not like this Vichun. He's going to drop. Yamato with a double kill and a godlike streak, Jonathan. Still very concerning here for Team Liquid.
It is. And he's just scaling up. I like that he's leaving his options open as well for the itemization here. In fact, no, he's going all in. Revenant's Brooch is the call, and it's the right call in this game with all of the armor you're dealing with. You know, craggy exterior, all of the armor you're getting from Throw.
Yamato. He's got his team behind him. They're moving in. A nice chains out. Nisha, he'll be able to get away for now. They're just trying to chase Insania instead, trying to get one of those supports. And Yamato, he's going to find him. Insania, though, barely alive, but Yopaj on the chase does catch him out. That is one, as Yamato now TPing in forward. Looking for more. Unable to get there, though. So it looks like it's going to be a tier 2 tower. Although I say that, Liquid, they are still posturing. Problem is, the vision of Shopify just keeps tabs on exactly where they're moving to. Nisha, they saw it. They saw the tree jump. Nisha's been caught. Yeah, righto, Jonathan. He's been caught. He's down. Yopaj will find him. That'll be Boxy as well. In this game, too, it's one thing we haven't talked about too much, but the vision game from Shopify has been just really on point.
And they've been very consistent. Ever since they were clumping up top with the Vi, they've been really good with warding on that top jungle. And it's finally paid off. They finally forced a fight in the area. They take the objective. They still hang on to Aegis for less than a minute. Not too much time left, to be fair. But they've gotten max value. They're still hunting around. Skem's very 4-4 to get that vision down right now.
He is. He's not that easy to kill, though, especially when you do have Devi. Oh, never mind. He's pretty easy to kill if V-Tune's around. About to say Devi Lama jumps in, you know, with all the auras, but not so much.
No,
there's that Revenant's Brooch you talked about as well for V-Tune.
Yeah, I'm surprised he goes for it. As there is a pipe. I feel like the reasoning for...
Oh! These these croakers, mate. I'll tell you what, these croakers...
No way.
These croakers, man. You can't underestimate a croaker, Jonathan. You can't do that.
Love those creeps. Such fun creeps. They're the best. They're the most fun Doom creep, you know? Just take them for any army. It's just hilariously fun.
Look at that. Boom. Yeah. See you later, boys. Thank you. Thank you very much. If only they did the second stun as well. Oh, they did do it. It was on the Eidolons. But Devi kind of saved his teammate in a sense. Because he might have gotten stunned.
He could have. He could have. Oh, goodness me.
Bottom.
I want to go back. Wait.
Nisha. They're going to see him. Nisha chained up. Saberlight has Ravage ready. What a Vatos. Thrown out onto Yopaj with the anchor from Saberlight. And now the Wukong's got a nice nightmare from Skem, juking out the Avalanche into the escape act. And the Ravage now committed. Yopaj will finally go down. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at that man to ensure they got that kill. See if they can get anything more out of this. It looks like they should have Skem. And it's probably a tier 2 tower at that as well. Double kill for Nisha.
Got the openings here. I want to talk about Vichun and the choice of Revenant Scrooge. I feel like for him, this is probably not as straightforward of a pickup, considering that these enemies he's playing up against aren't high armor heroes, right? Like, your scaling damage on Daedalus in this case is a lot better. I think the mats on it for Revenant Scrooge versus Daedalus is about 40 armor. If your enemies are below 40 armor, Daedalus wins all the way. And Revenant Scrooge loses out once someone has a Pipe plus Glimmer Cape, which you do have in Shopify. Like, we're not seeing the impact of it yet, but if the Vailama's around, if you manage to get the usage of Glimmer Cape on as well, the barriers plus just all of this magic res coming in, does mean the Brooch isn't as amazing here for Vichun. So I'm a little bit curious about that. Again, for Yamato, it makes a lot of sense. These are high armor heroes. They're both above 40 armor. Eventually will be above 40 armor. Anisha is above 40 armor when he drops the Wukongs, so you want to be able to get some damage in. There's no pipe carrier on the side of Liquids. You don't have magic res. We'll try for a little bit of a run. Not able to secure the rune here for Yopaj, but they are holding their ground. Roshan will start to respawn at 40 seconds. You know, they've got the timer kind of timed right. Just might be a little bit optimistic to expect it so early here for the side of Shopify. For Liquid, though, they are starting to gain a lot more. I do like that Nisha is going just for that nullifier. Kind of try to remove that escape act as an issue. Remove the Glimmer Capes, remove the 4 stabs here. Take all the saves away. And it will make this game a lot easier to play for the side of Liquid without having to be pressured to look for the backline every single time. So they're going to have some utility on hand for that. It's not too far off now for Nisha, just basically lacking the Helm of Iron Will Gold. And eventually, once that's up, again, Shopify have to watch themselves. They are still doing a fantastic job for Yamato. Like, this is a perfect game. 11-0-8 on the NP. Been working the map well, been applying that laning pressure all across the map. Knows where to show up in these fights, knows how to position for these fights. And we still haven't seen Divide Llama use the BKB Black Hole as well. He's got that full BKB up. No threat, no need to worry about the Ravages any longer here for Divide. Just needs to find a decent one. Needs to find a hold on the big target they want to burst. See if they find it. They're going for that smoke. Their vision game has expired, so they don't have the forward wards they had earlier on. Might still find an angle as they're at the right spot here.
Looking. No one quite yet being spotted out. However, they are running right into Saberlight. Paj's going to spot him. Chains out. Not quite the target they want to try and focus down first. Might have to have a look another time and see if they can find a support. Bit of awkward timing too, because the BKB was just picked up from Nisha as well, so he wants to fight. Just coming out on the courier. Then comes out of it. The Saberlight continues just kind of standing in the front. Everyone's smoked up behind him now from Team Liquid, trying to wrap around. They'll make their way to that Radiant Triangle and find it completely unoccupied. Instead, they'll check the right side jungle, where they might just run into Skem. Skem actually narrowly avoiding the smoke break, so instead they could find Hellscream first. Vision down, they'll see him. They'll move in. The Glimmer Cape was there here from Hellscream, trying to survive a little bit longer, but it looks like he will go down to Divide. He's jumped in for the Black Hole. He found 2 great targets with that. And no one's cancelling. V-Tune's down. Nisha is gone. Oh, no. Where were they?
They were
I guess nobody was left to cancel.
I mean, there's no way to cancel with the BKB up and Divide Llama anyhow. That's a timing. right? Like, he's had it for so long, he hasn't seen the opportunity to do so, and he gets it out at a big way. A massive black hole onto two key targets, Tiny and Monkey right in front. They commit so much onto just trying to kill off Hellscream. Yeah, they force the buyback. They also get the fight split up by Skem, distracting in the side.
Oh, Skem was holding him.
And it's just beautiful. Yeah, he split that fight up perfectly. And again, it's just a lot of factors.
Like you said, there's nothing they could have done to cancel it anyway. Don't know why my PC didn't show that BKB or a thingy, but anyway, doesn't matter. It's alright. I only paid $3,000 for this PC.
It's a beta game,
paid
you know?
3,000. Yamato. Yamato. He's okay. Fiend's grip on bomb too. Oh, no, he's not, John. Yamato. Is he gonna make it?
Oh, barely.
Oh, he's made it. Oh, he's made it. Get out, Yamato. Oh, he's still there. He's alright.
Oh, man. That was on knife's edge again. Good old Yamato. Maintaining that perfect streak, though. 14-0-10. Calculated from Yamato this game. So you should be able to go back and clean up that Roshan now. This is where the differential for Liquid and Shopify in drafts and what they can do start to really appear. You've got two BKB piercing spells on the side of Shopify. And that BKB you were talking about, Nisha, might not even matter. Like, even if Black Hole's not there, Grip is still there. You're not going to care for this spell immunity on Nisha whatsoever.
Stabilize. Skem's caught him out with a nightmare. Again, this is not necessarily the target you want to start with, but they might be forced to. The Vichun, he will show himself, but actually it's a lot of damage. Stabilize. He goes down. Yamato's hitting way too hard. Now Vichun. Vichun trapped in the tree line. No way to get out. And now the Croaker. Nisha gets the BKB up eventually. Nisha's still going down though. The Eidolons are chasing him. He's gonna make it. They've got to stop fighting around these Croakers, John.
They're a menace.
Still going. Insania. He's gonna make. Funnily enough, Nisha's actually still being chased by a Croaker. Look at that. What are these Croakers?
Dire's top tower.
Never ends.
What's wrong with them, John? They call Team Liquid as well, John. You'd think they'd be on Team Liquid's side.
No, they want to be the Liquid, you know? They don't want anyone on their Liquid. They don't want anyone claiming that Liquid, Mikey. Clear out the mid. I will say as well, there's a little bit of an itemization issue here from the side of Liquid. Again, you know you're playing up against a Revenant's Brooch, Nature's Prophet. You do not have a pipe. You have one Glimmer Cape on hand. There is nothing stopping this magical damage. Again, one Glimmer Cape plus a pipe ruins Revenant's Brooch, which you have on the side of Shopify. You do have that full pipe on Divine Llama. You've got Glimmer Capes on one support. Second support, Scam probably going to pick up it up way later, trying to go a little bit greedy first, maybe gunning for something like the Ags. But this investment for Liquid, you see how much damage Yamato is doing. Like, it just goes right through. Tiny would grow, no problem. What armor? Under Wukong's command for Nisha? What do you care? Right? Like, it's just not enough. The BKB active, that's when things can get a little bit spicy with a 60% magic res at the very least. But when you don't pop it on, you're sitting duck. And Yamato knows that. And they've got some great items being picked up as well on the side of Shopify. Full Ags up now for Divine Llama. So you've got the Event Horizon pulling you in. And that Black Hole upgrade, probably my favorite Ags in the game. It's just so fun. It's just cool, you know, the little pull in. Always love that. And I love seeing that pros are appreciating just that added control and damage now as well. Take the Tormentor on top. Spotlight now up for Hellscream. Now your Invis here for Vichun. Not going to feel too good. With an easy way to check out. You had the gem anyhow here on Yoposh, but they can preemptively scout quite nicely on Shopify. And this game just... It's so difficult for the side of Liquid right now. The ideal is you find pickoffs, right? You do have high mobility on your side. You can try to look for one here to just lock in, especially since you've got the Sight of Vice plus Dead and Water on Saberlight. Two really big key pieces of control. You just need to find... You need to find Shopify isolated away. Easiest target is likely Yamato, funnily enough, as he is playing away from his team, playing around teleportation. But he is playing very smart on that Nature's Prophet. Not easy to spot out. They try to go for the gate movement and don't really find too much. Shopify are hiding away. They've got that black hole already if they want to use it.
Nisha. Nisha, Yamato, he's been hexed up. Maybe they can deal with the Prophet.
Oh,
They've got him the first time. And that'll be enough for Liquid. They don't want to risk it a second time. They'll happily leave. Meanwhile, towards the north, Skem also gets caught. Yopaj gonna at least catch out V-Tune. Yamato will TP in after him. V-Tune in a lot of danger here. V-Tune. The damage output. Yamato doing a bit too much here as Boxy. How could we forget Boxy? He's gonna make it.
does get the run. Man, I did not expect them to still manage to net Yamato, as I saw him in a much more protected area near the tier 2. Goes out to the creep wave, does get punished, but you know, Aegis didn't have too much time anyway. Like, if it was still around at this point, it would have expired in like 10 seconds. You still get value here. And for Shopify, they hold on to that black hole. It's still there on the Vi, still has the Ags reveal. BKB still set to go, going for the refresh next on this Enigma. And for Liquid, again, they're playing to their strengths. They need to kind of do that pick-off game over and over again. And like, if not Yamato, then chances are you'd be very happy with actually just blowing up the Vi as well.
You see this graded Treant, dude? Graded Treant just taking Raxes?
Yeah, it's just great.
Well, why does it have 230 full damage?
Yeah.
Why?
Talent. Level 25 talent, you know? Can you imagine if you had a solar crest?
Well, we can't have Necrobook though, Jonathan.
No,
Don't have that.
Yeah, this is your consolation prize, Mikey. That and Book of the Dead, you know?
Where did it go?
4k HP.
3 heroes. 3 heroes have to stand here, and well, 2 of them right now, but you get my point. Look at them, John. They can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, get the hell out of here. This is still going to right-click in.
This should be making you happy. What do you mean? You like this gameplay. I don't know why you're so upset, Mikey.
Profit, John. Right?
That's a you problem.
I've got standards, John. I don't play Prophet. Look at this, John. Look at me. That's the carry, John. V-Tune versus the opposing carry, apparently. They just can't deal with it.
No. Again, there are cheeky people who go like Solar Crest just to buff it up. You get the drums on yourself as well. Drum it up. Just run it in.
More HP. It's got more HP than anyone else on the map.
Yeah. Hey, look. At least the EHP isn't that high. He has 0 armor, right? 8% magic res. Theoretically, EHP isn't as high.
He's coming. Watch that Rax, boys. He's coming.
And they can't go out. And they can't go out and try to shove a wave to look for a smoke because the Raxes are exposed. It would just fall to the Treant and Yamato if he does decide to show up. You're just stuck here. You're stuck in Dota hell. For Liquid. This is hell. They're living it.
And they love it, John. They love it.
They love it. They can't be enjoying that.
Oh, this is something Team Liquid would do, John. You know that. This is a strategy they would run 100%.
Sure.
Look at it go.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
You may not like it, ladies and gentlemen, but this is what peak Dota 2 looks like right now.
Oh, dude, no. You know what peak performance is? If you had a Venomancer with Plague Carrier, and you put on the tree, you run it up.
Where's the defense? They've smoked up. Oh! Can they ignore it? Oh, they're going to ignore it. They're going to go after Skem instead, but Skem, he does get saved by the escape pod, and the melee barracks goes down.
Two Treants now. 2 Treants on bot. It's gone.
Oh no.
The
Go,
range
boys,
is gone.
go.
3 hits.
Oh no. Throw everything.
3 hits. God bless. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, good. We're just not playing Dota anymore. That's good. This is great. This is great.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You know, it's if this goes 60 minutes, Yamato gets Book of the Dead.
Oh, hold on, John. Now you're getting me excited, John Xfire. Now you've got me excited. You say Book of the Dead? Imagine that.
Oh, what if everyone got Book of the Dead here? Just 5 Books of the Dead, the library strat, a reality.
Oh, dude, the library.
What if we got 10? What if everyone got a Book of the Dead?
That'd be the best. Be the best game ever. Here we go. Team Liquid, they've had enough of sitting in the base. If we're gonna get megas, we may as well. If we're gonna get mega, we may as well just go out now. Here we go. Devi gonna break the smoke. Stabilize just blinking right in. Devi did not actually see them, but the escape art is gonna buy him a few seconds. Ravage gonna come out. Devi will finally go down. Meanwhile, Yopaj though dealing with the rest of them, taking down Boxy already on the Wind Ranger. And V-Tune, he's been Fiends gripped up here by Skem. There's no escaping that. Mega creeps are up, by the way, John. Mega creeps are up, and I think you can guess how that happened. So, Paul was in a green room somewhere just shedding a tear. Paul was very proud of himself with this one, I'm sure.
Oh,
good on you, Bob.
Treant.
You've done it, sir.
Oh, so disgusting. Oh, goodness. Mega creeps up 33 to 26. 31k lead for Shopify. No signs of slowing down. Devi did buy back, but you know what? He has BKB Ravage. BKB Black Hole still set to go. No Ravage for Saberlight. So not much to worry about as long as he doesn't get caught out again. And this should be it. One last shove, one last fight. Should take care of business here. See if Liquid has some bite back. Again, no Ravage. Does make it a little bit awkward though.
Only this
oh, did you have
creep is still reinforced, dude. It's reinforced for what? Why'd you make it reinforced for? Just
why not? Why not? You know? And Healthscream got the memo. He stole a crest up.
Surely just a creep, you know, a runty or something. Surely.
No.
Oh.
It's got to do it.
Go on, Roshan time. Roshan versus a tree. Who would win, John?
Oh. Roshan. Or I guess the Ice Blast cleans it up.
That's alright. It wasn't a 1v1. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, not quite. Do you have that secondary life ready? A nice banner to clean up the game, and a refresh shard coming out for Devi Lama now. He does have enough mana for this, I do believe. Double Black Hole, double BKB. Barely enough in the tank for that one. Gonna be able to close out with style. They have stalled for enough time on the side of Liquid to have that Ravage back up. And everything back up on the rest of your cores. BKBs are ready on Nisha. V-Tune, again, he hasn't had the most impact now. His damage output on any of the cores does not feel great. I would say to an extent the Revenant's Breach has not paid off for V-Tune this time around. Physical would have helped him out a lot more, especially in clearing out that tree, perhaps.
Paj, Shaq up there for a moment. You don't really have any damage output here. Savage committed Black Hole though. Divine Llama! He caught 3! And refresh it, boy! He won't even need to use it. GG. Don't call it. They've had enough. Game 2 will go the way of Shopify Rebellion here. Jonathan, that'll at least force out the draw as Yopaj and Nish are going to go for a quick man fight. But there you go, John. They find a draw.